The title for tonight's podcast is Kerouac.
Just another Tuesday.
We're taking over.
Happy Tuesday, podcast.
Let's fucking do this today.
This place about to blow.
Come on, Slavinsky!
The Panels on Pages.com podcast network is here to cover all of your pop culture needs.
2 words, nerd boner.
From comics to television to movies to wrestling,
Fuck wrestling.
your favorite PCN hosts will keep you entertained all week long.
Boobs, boobs, boobs. Peen, peen, peen.
Put me in charge!
He's
Santa Claus!
Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, look for the Pop Stars on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to join the forums and become a member of the population.
Hey guys, it's Mike here. Right, okay, just wanted to put this episode out there so that basically we've put an episode out. A lot of you may be thinking, what's happened to the show? Well, don't worry, the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds, Beyond the 50-Foot Nerds, the 50-Foot commentaries are still alive. Don't worry about that, the podcast will be back. However, we've had a bit of a delay at the moment in terms of we've got a few things going on in terms of personal lives at the moment with myself, with Paul, with Andy. I mean, the main thing, to be honest with you, the main thing that's stopping us from getting episodes up regularly right now is the work schedules. For some reason, with the three of us, we all seem to be working conflicting work schedules right now, which makes it very difficult for us all to get together to record an episode. But we will try and get something more out there for you in the future. Also, at the same time, as I have had a lot of health problems recently. Basically, I'm sure it's been mentioned many times in the past on the show, I suffer from very, very severe migraines, to the point where, earlier this week I actually spent pretty much 3 days in a coma. So that was fun. Had to have a brain scan. I'm still waiting on the results of that now. So once that comes through, I'll have a bit more of a idea what's going on inside the old melon, and we'll know exactly if there's anything to worry about. But hopefully there shouldn't be. And if there is, obviously we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll be able to make a decision on the regularity and future of the show then. But in the meantime, as I say, I've got this episode for you now. We did try and record not so long ago. We tried recording an attack, which basically covers the, we got from the start of the show up to, I believe it was film news. We got to the end of that, and then we had to break off. We were going to do it as a 2-parter, basically. Record one night, record the second night, splice them together, boom, you got a show. That was the plan. But unfortunately, things transpired. We could never get together to record the second half of the episode. Basically, it was an abandoned show. And instead of waiting to do another attack and then having to go over the same news again, try and tell the same jokes or whatever, and I've basically decided, look, I've got this sitting in the vault. I may as well put this one out there. So what you're going to get is you're going to get essentially half an attack. Call it a skirmish of the 50-Foot Nerds, if you will. And this is what this is. So yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy it. And, in the future as well, we've also got coming up soon, we recorded our Doctor Who special. That's coming. Paul is in the middle of the edit on that at the moment, so hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer, so we'll have that up for you fairly soon as well. But in the meantime, as I say, enjoy the skirmish of the 50-Foot Nerds.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. The Popcast Network proudly presents the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast, brought to you exclusively on the Panels on Pages podcast network. Yes, that's the PCN. I say exclusive, we're on iTunes as well, but don't tell them. My name is Mike Bell, and with me, as always, is that one over there with the tattoos. And that one over there who refuses to get a tattoo point blank.
Demons!
That's right, I'm joined by a clown and some demons this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring me a boy.
Rolf, is that you? No. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. What? Anyway, it's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
You tell
podcast.
what it is yet.
Oh, sure. It's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast, as I say, and we are always accessible to you 128 days a year, times by 3, and don't know, and that's probably roughly about right. Anyway, and yes, we're always accessible. You can get us on Twitter. We're on @50footnerds. We've got an email account which is 50footnerds@gmail.com, and go to the population forums on the panelsonpages.com website as well. And before we get into how everyone's week's been, we're going to jump straight into the email bag. Oh yes.
Ooh, mixing it up a bit, are we?
Oh yeah, I thought I'd go a little bit different.
Email. We need an email sounder. I'm wearing Postman Pat's face.
First one we've got is from regular listener Andrew Howard, who was a bit impatient with us trying to get episode 38 out, because he actually emailed us the day that we put it up. And he says, "Dear 50-Foot Angry Birds."
What?
I don't know. "Please release episode
Was that
38.
a reference to me talking about... Had we released the Beyond at that point?
No. So he can see into the future. He's
Apparently
a
so.
demon. Please release episode 38. You can't keep putting fucking in or look at my sparring. It's got a gangrenous oblong leg up on Twitter forever. Because you were putting the quotes.
Well, we did.
Also, I'm the son. I presume he means his child as opposed to the actual star. Really like the Fantastic Four films. You got no taste.
They've obviously got
Fuck
gangrenous
you.
long legs
Fuck
then.
you, right in the cock.
Yeah, Andy. It was refreshing to see... Not you, Andy. It was refreshing to see people moping around. It was refreshing to see people mope... I think it means not moping around. Feeling sorry for themselves for having superpowers for a change. Can't wait to hear this read out in a mixture of Louis Armstrong and Papa Lazarou. Hello, Dave. Speaking of Dave, we got an email from a Mr. David Page. Oh no, we didn't. Yes, we did. But we got another email off someone else. I'll get to them shortly. We'll go back to Andy Howard first. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. First one is then Andy then listened to episode 38. And they sends us an email saying, "Another great show, lads. Perhaps the chap who kept having sex with the inflatables was hoping one would get a leak and go down on him." Shut up.
Wah, wah, wah.
For God's sake, Andy, we do the jokes around here.
Yeah, run to the side, Charlie.
What have I done this time?
Not you, him.
And that was tapped with my gangrenous Lego oblong leg on my HTC on O2. And then he then follows that up with saying, "Bet he had to lie low after the news got out." I'm funny. Then he sent us the email about the girl, who entered a competition to win a Toyota, but misheard them and actually won a Toy Yoda. So there was that.
Yep.
Then we had an email from Campus Recreation. And this one reads, "I am Bella Iceling's 16-year-old girl." Rolf, is that you? And an orphan. "I have contacted you to stand as my trustee." Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? 50-Foot Nerds are going to be trustees. "You are to mail me with my email below." Well, how can we email you your email? You should know, shouldn't you? Please, more details will be sent to you as soon as you acknowledge my mail. So, Well, I'll tell you what, Bella, now that you've heard us talk about you on the show, and you're clearly not a spam email, why don't you get in touch with us, and you can maybe come on the show, and we could have you as our... You could be like our Dick Grayson, you could be our young ward. We'll train you up to be Robin. Because that won't look weird, 3 grown men hanging around a 16-year-old girl. Right, next one is an email from an Adrian Bayford. Ooh.
Is she going to look like a lion? No.
You looked like a lion, didn't you? One of the Lunar Love Goods. I look like a something-covered lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is, it says, "My name is Adrian Bayford, and I am donating to you." Ooh, awesome. I love that when people give us money. Do you know how much he gave us? £1. No, a bit more than that.
1,000.
$1 million.
Close, it was £1 million. To claim, please revert back with your details, name, address, mobile number, age and occupation. Well, it's a bit difficult for Adrian because there's 3 of us. So whose details do you want? Or are you going to split the money in 3s and send us to it? You've not thought this through, have you? You've not thought this through. Tell you what, why don't you email us again if you are a genuine real person and this £1 million does exist? Why don't you email us back? Obviously, now that you know our 3 names, Mike, Andy and Paul, why don't you email us back and, let us know exactly, is it £1 million each or is it £1 million split 3 ways? You've not really put enough information on. So, yeah. Next, we've got an email in relation, rather, to the Shiny Murder Hour, our most recent Beyond. That was the episode. And this email again from Andy.
I'm really proud of what I did with that end credits scene.
Yes. The email from Andy Howard, he must have been so scared by it that he actually sent it through twice. And this one says, "Lads, Shiny vs. Postman Pat was one of the scariest things I've heard yet. Also, thanks to Andy for recommending Flashpoint in a very old episode. Just finished it. Very good." And that was sent from me on his HTC on O2, tapped with my Lego leg. So he seems to have got rid of his gangrene. So that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's good news.
Yeah. And I'm going to go back to this other email that we got here. Right.
Oh, yes.
This one is from a Mr. G. Morrison. I say Mr. I believe I should actually say Sir G. Morrison. This one reads, "Hello boys, as I type this, I sit alone in my palace of creepiness. I drink some wine as I attend to my guest. Say hello, Mr. Millar. Oh, yeah, I'm typing this and it's kind of hard for him to talk with his lips closed. God told me to deal with Mark before he can cash the movie money, which is rightfully mine. Sure, I saw God in an acid trip, but you fanboys buy all the shit I'm trying to sell, so I prove I'm a lying fucker. So try and prove I'm a lying fucker. But I digress. Your latest podcast was, as usual, great. San Diego was shite this year, and I've already sent my scissor men against Stephen Moffat for the baffling decision to hold back the Doctor Who trailer. Normal losers whine about it, but I'm more proactive. And sorry, fanboys, for the quite frankly anticlimactic ending to my almost dicky rumbling Batman. DC had to be punished for their frankly ridiculous New 52, and the fans needed to be punished for buying the shite. I support the newly created Pixar.com. Best regards, Grant Morrison. P.S. Zenith will never be reprinted. I will sue Rebellion. Fuck Steve Young. Fuck the fans and see you in 2019 for Multiversity. P.P.S. Some psychopath cretin called Shiny asked me to post a promo for your podcast or else he'd eat my spleen and wear my face. You may find the poor quality recording attached. P.P.S. Goosh. So
that was kind of awesome.
That was an email from Grant Morrison there, care of David Page, aka Shani. So we did get a voicemail from Shani. I believe this is the first voicemail he's done since he used to mail into the podcast and
Superfly and to Last Week in Pop.
Yeah, and Jesus, Andy, play the clip.
Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds on the Podcast Network. What? It's great. Oh, and by the way, I'm behind you, wearing your mommy's face.
I hope you said that.
That is fucking creepy.
Yes. Could you hear it properly? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wearing your mommy's
Mommy's
face.
face. Jesus, Shani, what the hell, man?
Coming soon from Revolution Pictures. Shiny.
That's gonna be the intro for next episode, is it?
Yeah.
That's how you sounded for the intro. It's great.
I'm totally doing that. I'm making a new intro that's shiny.
Oh God. Well, on that note, I'm gonna ask you guys. Hopefully, you survived the week. Tell us what you did. Andy, let's start with you.
Let's see. What have I done? Worked. Had band practice the other night, which has been the most productive band practice in ages.
Cool.
So we've pretty much nailed down 3 out of 4 of the tracks we're going to record at the beginning of October. So, and we had enough time to record a new rehearsal video, which is now online. I need to actually make it public rather than unlisted. But if you go on the Fornius,
it's online, but you can't watch it.
No, if you go on the Fornius Facebook page, there's a link to it. It's just I need to make it visible when you just search it on YouTube.
Right.
And we recorded an entire 20-minute set as well, just to see how it would work going through that, and it's all working really well. So I'm excited for that. Plus, got previews back for the new album art as well, which is going to look awesome. Thanks to Rusty Shackles, the guy who does all the art for Jared, JFX316, who's also one of the PCN hosts. And he does art he mainly does art from what I can tell. He does art for underground rap and Bandcamp albums. I don't know if I'm right, but this might be the first extreme metal album cover he's had to do. So
nice.
Yeah. Let's see, what else did I do? I had Connor over. And we spent most of the weekend playing Skylanders and playing with the Hornby, as you guys well know already.
Yes. People, hopefully they will have heard that by this point. We actually recorded our Doctor Who special at last the other day. Yes. Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're still I can tell you're still freaked out about not presenting.
I know. Yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird. Yeah. I survived. Anyway.
And other things I'll talk to you guys about later, because if I talk about them on the show, I'm going to end up being the new version of Kerouac.
Oh God. Okay.
So most people can guess what that means. It's got nothing to do with picking up chicks at Walmart.
Okay.
I don't think you guys have context for that, but anyone else who listens that's a pop person, they'll understand.
See, my immediate reaction when you talk about Walmart is, welcome to Walmart, I used to date pageant winners. Oh! Which, for anyone who listens to TESD, will have context for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking of buying a cat.
Oh, yeah.
I've already got one. Mr. Whiskers.
Okay.
Anyway, who's next?
Paul would be next.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Since last week did one of these, I had my eldest 2 boys come to visit for the first time in far, far too long, which you actually referenced on the...
I did indeed, yes.
On the Beyond.
Yes.
Because you came to visit while I was at work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was great.
I want to hear these...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Paul showed them the clip from when he was on the news.
Yes.
Yes, and what was it you said now? I can't remember. You said something when I was in the kitchen in yours talking to you. You said, oh yeah, you because they watched the clip, so you're talking about your 12-inch one, and then you said, yeah, so I got my 12-inch one out to show them, and I was like, whoa.
Yes, quite. Thank you. Yes.
The last time they'll be coming to visit for a while.
So technically speaking, I showed my 12-incher to my ex-wife.
Well,
it's not like she hasn't seen it before, but there we go.
That reminds me of another conversation we had.
God.
As well. No, I'm not going to repeat that one.
Guys, hold on. I've just checked Twitter, and Shiny sent me, just tweeted me saying, "Oh, I can't believe I forgot to send you this picture," and he's.
Is it? Oh, has he just sent it to you?
Post. Yeah, just to me. I'll send it to. I'll forward it to you guys.
Okay.
But but yeah, you'll see why I'm laughing. Hold on.
Okay. If I can find Shani's Twitter account, I'll have a little look.
He just sent me. There you go. I've just tweeted it to both of you.
Oh God, I'm afraid, Paul.
Yeah, there we go.
Is it?
Photo bucket. Blah 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 blah.
It's loading.
CSI Greenback.
I can't see it yet. It's still loading up on my. Oh, do you know what? I'll use the iPad. Instead of my phone, it might be easier. Right.
You spelled my last name wrong, but whatever.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yes, who is this Andy
50-foot nerds and Pig Saw. Oh God, that Pig Saw picture's creepy.
No, what we need now is Brad Pitt going, "What's in the bag? What's in the bag?
What's
box.
in the bag? Oh yeah, what's in the box?
What's in the box?"
Yeah. Oh, like, how do I save this? I can't save it. It's direct off.
Oh, pity. Shiny, email us the file.
Yeah, because
this is the greatest thing ever.
Hang on, why don't we tell him on the podcast? Tweet him and say, email us the file.
That's a fair point.
We want to hear this for weeks.
Can you not just right-click it?
I'm on my phone.
Oh right, yeah, I'm on the computer, so I can.
Hang on, let me use my other hand a sec. You know, oh yeah, now it's working. Do a right click, eh?
There we go. I've downloaded it. I'll dump it in the Dropbox.
Just tweet it from the 50-foot nerds account. Or can you not tweet while you're on your phone? Well, anyway.
Anyway, we've got it.
Yeah.
We've got it.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do. Anyway, so yeah,
Awesome.
So you were showing your boys your 12-inch one, and
no, it was a nice weekend because I haven't seen them in ages, and they've grown somewhat since I last saw them, and we just hung out, and they are just they are total chips off the old block. They're complete geeks, just like me. And what we played zombie dice, and
tell me about that.
Alex and I had a smackdown on GoldenEye, and
did he beat it as well?
A couple of times, not anywhere near as much as
Which
you do.
version of GoldenEye is it?
It's the PS3 one. GoldenEye
Does that have
Reloaded.
damn Snowguard in it?
What?
What?
The character that's just known as Snowguard.
Probably.
Yes,
it's
quite possibly.
exactly the same as the 64 version. So.
There are random guard characters you can play. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember me and my brother used to play that game all the time, and whenever we did, it was always the damn Snowguard. It would always screw up our team because the computer would make it do something utterly stupid. Like, it would be like going to beat the opposite team. One of us would fire a rocket launcher. Snowguard would go, "I know, I'm going to jump in the way of it." Bang! All this stupid thing. It actually spawned a catchphrase that me and my brother still use, which is "Damn Snowguard!"
Okay.
I think we have a new 50-foot meme.
Yes. Get on it, Joe. Get on it, Joe.
What else? Yeah, funnily, you can tell I've been off work this week on holiday because I'm ill. So there we go.
That was one thing I've just remembered. I got a bit delayed because I had to bring in shopping.
Yeah, a bit delayed, an hour.
A bit.
Well, whatever. When I was outside trying to pack the boot, I'm pretty sure one of I heard one of my neighbours turn in. No, I heard one of my neighbours turn into Mad Eye Moody.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. No, it was because they were talking, and then they were like, and then I'm sure I heard one of them be like, "Shut up!" or something. I was like, "Jeez,
you want a skull fucking?"
Yeah, they didn't say skull fucking, but it was close enough.
Oh. What else? Took Simone to see Kick-Ass 2.
Nice.
Which was good fun.
The Assony.
I would say that it's more Hit Girl's film than Kick-Ass is, to be honest. So.
Oh God! Does it have rape?
Isn't it? It's an amalgamation of the comic Kick-Ass 2 and the comic
and
Hit Girl.
The Hit Girl miniseries. Yeah.
So it will have rape then.
They did take the rape scene out that was in the comic.
They took the wolf scene out, yeah.
Oh well, that's all right then.
Yeah.
But just generally, it's more Mindy's story than Dave's. So, but it's a bit bizarre that they still called it Kick-Ass 2. But there we go.
Recognition.
Yeah, but it was cool. Enjoyed it. Great fun. That's about it. Not a great deal else to report.
No. Well, what have I been up to then? Well, I went to your house and I met you boys. Let's see, what else did I do?
And had the Pixar theory espoused at you.
Oh yes. Your boy Alex was
was
telling me all about what supposedly all the Pixar movies exist in one universe.
Yeah, I had people talking to me about that, and I was like, well, when we were, funnily enough, it was on my birthday when we were going to go on the steam train to Whitby. My brother and my sister's fiance Ash were both talking about it because they were like, "Oh yeah, this is really cool." And I said, "Hold on, you say A Bug's Life is set before the humans get back in WALL-E?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, then how do they run into the random set of rednecks that are in the trailer? And they're like, I don't know. I was like, I've just poked a hole in your theory. Bang.
And the universe explodes.
You turned into George Takei?
I was like,
I've just poked a hole in your theory.
Goosh.
Good day. What else have I been up to? Not a lot. I've just been working a lot, basically. Went out yesterday afternoon, which was fun. But really not much at all. No. I've just bought, just text Paul this before, I bought a game called, what's it called? Is it Churro?
Churro.
Yeah, Churro, yeah, which is, because me and Paul have basically started watching Tabletop now. Paul started first, told me it was good, so I've started watching it, which is Will Wheaton on the
Tabletop, yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
And I've been watching that, and there's a game that they play on there called Churro, and it's just a cracking little game. So I bought it, and we're gonna arrange a little bit of a game night, aren't we? We're gonna play a few games.
We still need to do the live recording of
Dice Man, yes. Well, that's kind of where all this came from, as we talked about that, and then we said, I think we actually mentioned it on that episode. We said we were going to do a tabletop thing, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I finally managed to dig out my box of Fighting Fantasy game books as well, so I'm going to start looking through those. I've dug out my boxes of 2000 AD, so I'm reading those, and I'm going to start with the Warlock of Fartop Mountain and reread all my Fighting Fantasy game books again. For the first time in something like 20 years. It's going to be so awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah. There we are then. So I really haven't been up so much, so I've got nothing really to tell you, I'm afraid. Trying to think, have I done anything exciting at all? No, I really haven't. So, in that case, then we'll crack on with people in geekdom.
Shriek in terror! It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
Okay, right. First people in geekdom story is a guy that we don't normally cover on the show, but I mean he's well known to a lot of people, and I just think what happened to him this week was just slightly insane. So we decided to do a story about Mr. Oswin Osborne. Osborne?
Metal!
Yeah. I'm calling him Oswin. I'm taking it back.
You're saying that this story is slightly insane. That's suggesting that normally things aren't insane.
That's very true. Well, what Ozzy did this week is he's hurt himself. You know, this time he didn't drop an off-road thing onto himself. No. This time he set his house on fire. Yeah. Okay. He on Tuesday, 27th of August, he suffered minor burns from the fire, which he apparently sparked when cooking himself a midnight snack. As you do. His wife Sharon then weighed in on the report via Twitter, and Andy's going to read us her tweet.
Oh, okay.
I'm in London. At official Aussie is in AA making a bacon sandwich last night, and the fire brigade ended up at our house. I can't speak in proper English sentences, apparently.
Because she's not proper English. She's a bit wonky these days.
So Ozzy was making a pig saw sandwich.
Yeah. I can't do my jigsaw, Sharon. I'll just cook it then. This follows in January when he started a candle and set himself on fire again.
What?
It says in January, a blaze started by the candle, left the singer with singed hair and minor burns to the face. Ozzy is then later described the incident as a normal day. Bare-faced man. Right, speaking of celebrities who set themselves on fire, this happened. Dick Van Dyke set himself on fire this week. Dick Van Dyke, he was driving down
Why is everyone just spontaneously combusting?
Celebrity spontaneous.
No, he got too close to a chim cheree.
Go blow me, Mary Poppins! I've done gone set me legs on fire.
No, you see what happened is that everyone thought he set himself on fire, but it was actually a cover because he became a transvestite airship pilot to fight aliens.
Well, his car was faulty, and he's in the car going, I knew I shouldn't have bought this shitty bang bang.
For God's sake.
No, he's 87 years old, and he's driving a Jaguar down the freeway in Los Angeles. Originally, Dick didn't realise his car was on fire, but then he heard a noise coming from the vehicle. Officers from the California Highway... Oh, Chips! Chips were called to the scene.
Sorry.
Chips were called to the scene after some motorists stopped to help pull Dick Van Dyke out of his seat to safety. So Punch was like, oh damn, my work's been done. The actor's publicist, Bob Palmer, said that who wants to do a little quote here from Mr. Bob Palmer? Go on, I'll do this one, sorry. Bob Palmer said that Dick Van Dyke was on the way to a dentist's appointment in his brand new Jaguar. In fact, I'll do this as the Dick Van Dyke Mary Poppins voice. Palmer quoted the act. Oh, there we go. It's a quote from Dick himself. He says, "Oh, God blimey, the only thing I'm embarrassed about is that I could never figure out the damn car. Do it, Padudo." So yeah, a 6-second Vine video was taken by the actor's wife Arlene, and shows the car completely burnt out with a message saying, "Thank God that he's fine." And then Dick later joked about the incident on Twitter, saying, "Oh, used Jaguar for sale, really cheap, boy." Because he's had a stroke.
Apparently.
Yeah. So there we are then. Okay, our next story is about a chap that we talk about quite a lot on the show, but I don't think we don't really have much in the way of stories about the guy. But it's always nice when we do get a story, although this one is a bit... It's good news, bad news, basically. Because there's been a rumour going around for a while that Sean Connery has got Alzheimer's disease. Which, not good. But good news is that Sir Marco Caine has completely denied it and called the rumours bullshit. Caine was quoted in the German newspaper Bild am Sonntag.
Bild am Sonntag.
Yeah, that's the one. Expressing concern that Connery was
no longer in full control of his senses.
And that
one must have serious concerns for him.
Now, is that Albert or Alfred?
Just no, Master Wayne.
Just say the size of a tangerine.
You went a bit Australian there, mate.
That's how you get to Michael Caine.
That's the joke.
No. You get to Michael Caine by just saying, you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah, but say the size of a tangerine as Michael Caine.
The size of a tangerine.
The size of a tangerine.
Now that sounds more like Danny out of Widnail and I.
Oh, I had to beat him to death with their own shoes. That's wage well too for you there. Yeah. Okay. The legendary actor called the Daily Record to insist that he must have been misquoted. And he says about the German newspaper, he says,
it's completely preposterous. Bullshit. Yeah, I know, but I was expecting somebody to chip in with the Caine said, but there we go.
No, because I've already said Caine said.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
This stuff about Alzheimer's is just nonsense.
It's the first time I've heard about it. You mentioned it. Did I? Oh, it's catching.
Reminds me of the time Ronald Reagan...
Who took my teeth?
Reminds me of the time Ronald Reagan went on national television and said, "My fellow Americans, I have to tell you I have Alzheimer's." And then he went on national television the next night and said, "My fellow Americans, I have to tell you I have Alzheimer's."
It's at the time. Caine has confirmed that he gave the interviews in Germany for one of his new movies, but then said,
"I can only assume that someone has twisted my words or got the wrong end of the stick. I haven't seen Sean for a couple of years, but my wife and I spoke to him on the phone on his birthday this week, and he was very well. He was fine, in complete control of his senses and his usual selves. I have no idea where they are getting this stuff from. I know Sean was quite ill a year or so ago, but he is much better now, and it was never anything to do with his mental state."
Meanwhile, Connery's spokesperson has described the report as so silly, saying, I'm not going to give credence, but I'm responding. However, we have actually managed to get an exclusive quote from Sean Connery, and he's actually written this down for us here. He says, "What? Who are you? Is it time for pudding? Where's my grandson? I know you. Commander, yes, let's storm the Germans." And then he was wheeled away, with dribble hanging off of his chin.
Back to the room of mad actors.
Yeah, literally. Okay, well, from that story about people with Alzheimer's, we're going to move on to our next story, which is Michael Caine has said that Sean Connery does not have Alzheimer's. I'm sure I've read this one before. Oh, sorry. We'll move on. We've all heard about that. Right, okay. Our next story is about Danny. You know Danny, don't you, Paul?
Yes, I know. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny. No, it's not about Danny. It's not Danny.
It's Isn't he that guy that I threatened to murder once?
Shut up.
It's about his Irish doppelganger, though.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Right, yeah, Robert Sheehan has claimed that he was originally cast as Banshee in X-Men First Class. And Sheehan said via the medium of Declan Quinn, "Ho-ho! I was cast in the X-Men film. I was going to be the Banshee, originally an Irish superhero, and Jane Goldman wrote it for me. Oh, so that's it. That's the sting of it. There was a 4 or 5 week crossover with the Misfits, and the studio came back and said, no, we need free and full availability, and all of a sudden, I was uncast. And I went and sat down with me 128 cats and me potatoes, and drowned me sorrows with a shillelagh. Oh, however, he does still have a nice pot of gold to see him through.
Indeed.
Yes. And as we know, the role went to Caleb Landry Jones in the movie. I actually thought he was alright. He's a decent Banshee. I would rather have seen but, because let's face it, that's how I've always had Banshee in my head in the comics, you know. Coming up, he's flying in against Magneto, and Magneto's like, oh, the X-Men are here, and I will destroy them with my powers of Magneto. Oh, they're going to throw a potato at you. You know, oh, but I can throw it back at you. It's wrapped in cling film. It's wrapped in tinfoil, my dear boy. Oh, I've not fought this one through.
Bang!
I've got potato in my eyes. So, that would make you scream getting potato in your eyes, hot potato. So, that. Right, we're going to move on to a chap that Andy quite likes, in as much as he wants to lick his bum hole. What? Just guessing. This is about our old friend, James Franco, the Francophile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's...
the Francophile...
And not any other kind of file that we may have heard about in the news today.
Yes.
No, the Francophile is...
Well, we're coming to the X-Files later, Paul, don't worry. No, the Francophile was, that was the articles he was going to write for Playboy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that and Francophile was the name of someone who gets, like, sexually turned on by James Franco.
Of course, yes. Excuse me.
Like a necrophile, but over James Franco.
Less necro and more Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goosh.
Yeah. Okay, so Jimmy Franco has said he's going to start and executive produce an unscripted series for cable network Ovation. Never heard of them. It's going to be a series called James Franco Presents, and it's an anthology docu-series, whatever the fuck one of them is, that will see the actor explore his various artistic pursuits and passions, giving viewers an insight into his many side projects. Okay. The 10-hour-long episodes, I presume that's 10-hour-longs and not 10-hour-long episodes, because that wouldn't sit there for 10 hours. Will be produced by Ovation Studios and Franco's Rabbit Bandini Productions, and are scheduled to premiere in November. It's basically going to be James going around looking at art and going, it's nice, isn't it?
So James Franco is going to be the new Sister Wendy.
Yes, if you like. Well, they can't have Rolf on art anymore.
No.
I can just imagine James Franco sitting down to paint the Queen. Hey, they're going to have to take that. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that, are we? Keep saying nothing.
The ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by.
And 3.
Anyway, Andy, give us a whiny bitch alert. Everybody, get down.
Oh yeah, that reminds me actually. That was another thing. That was another thing I tried to figure out.
Go on.
Because I was doing the gardening, and it involved
so rock and roll. He's so metal, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It involved a rake.
So, is it safe?
No, it's not safe.
Put that backhoe away.
Health and safety, King Diamond. No, but because I had the rake, I felt compelled to put it on the floor and see if I could stand on it and make it smash me in the face.
And what noise did you make?
Well, I didn't, because it wasn't actually tall enough to reach my face. It only hit me in the chest. So I'd go, ugh! Instead.
Well, we do have a whiny bitch alert this week, and
Sorry.
And the whiny bitch is, in fact, Simon Pegg.
What?
What has he got to whine about?
Well, you'll find out now. Simon Pegg, basically what happened is that...
It's a joke. He's now become he's become one of those wine taster people.
Well, there was a Star Trek Las Vegas convention very recently, only a couple of weeks ago, and all the fans at the convention were asked to rate their favourite Star Trek movies. Getting confused now. It's JJ. Rate their favourite Star Trek movies from best to worst. The movie that came out on top was Wrath of Khan. The movie that came out on absolute bottom was Wrath of Khan Redo. Yes, Star Trek Into Darkness. And to that, Simon Pegg said to the fans, "Fuck you."
Huh. Fair enough.
Yes. He says, his actual quote here is, he says that it absolutely isn't the worst Star Trek movie. It's asinine, it's ridiculous and frustrating as well, because a lot of hard work and love went into that movie, and all JJ wanted to do was make a film that people absolutely enjoyed. So to be the subject of that level of, cross fucking ire, I just say, fuck you. And then he goes on to try and back up his claims by saying Star Trek Into Darkness is the most successful Star Trek movie ever made, and in terms of what it took at the box office and how many people went to see it. More people saw that film than any iteration of Star Trek that existed before, and that was probably slightly annoying to some Star Trek fans, which I totally understand. I've just realised there that I completely got it wrong. It wasn't Wrath of Khan that came out on top, it was First Contact. Do beg your pardon. And I was just about to say then, First Contact is infinitely better to Star Trek Into Darkness, so consider this your whiny bitch slap, Mr. Pegg. Well, there we are. So
I still haven't seen it, so I can't tell you.
It's
out on DVD and Blu-ray in about a week.
Blu-ray!
How did that come about?
I can't remember now.
Never mind.
Alright. Okay, well that's all our people in Geekness, so shall we move through to film news?
Yeah, I suppose.
Alright.
Go on then.
Whatever.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
Right, let me get the news stories up first, hang on.
Okay. They can't do that.
Okay, well we'll get to that in a minute, don't worry.
Tell that to Rolf Harris.
But Rolf, you can't do it. You can't do it, Rolf.
I'm going to do it anyway.
You can't beat him.
When did Rolf Harris turn into Sylvester Stallone?
I was pretty lazy.
Yeah.
Rolf Harris had a stroke and became Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, it was like, I was going to paint the steps in Philadelphia, but then I decided I was just going to punch this meat and catch a chicken and shit, I would take that apology.
Who's going to punch a chicken?
What? Playing Hollywood.
Anyways, so, is anyone ready for some film news?
Yes.
Okay, right. Alright then, we can't go any further without addressing the elephant in the room, as Paul calls it. The big news, the one that's sitting right there with a bum chin. Mr. Ben Affleck is cast as your new Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next story. You don't have any opinions on this whatsoever.
I could give a shit.
The internet exploded at this.
Yeah, and I had no idea why.
99% of the internet just went, no. I think a lot of the internet still feels sore from the whole Bennifer thing, with Geely and all that kind of nonsense. Plus the fact that a lot of the internet still don't like Daredevil. I actually think it wasn't so bad. But if you watch the director's cut anyway, if you watch the director's cut, the theatrical version's terrible. And of course, without that movie, we wouldn't have Colin Farrell's Immortal Life. Oh, what a fucking costume. We wouldn't have that. So
you see, you know how Fantastic Four fans are like deaf, blind, and made of oblongs.
Yeah.
To like Daredevil, you have to be only partially sighted and look slightly like a rhombus.
X-Men fans are cuboid in nature.
Yeah.
Now I've been reading I read an opinion piece this week about Daredevil, basically supporting it and pointing out that actually, especially if you're watching it on the extended cut on DVD or Blu-ray,
I prefer this.
Far superior film because it's got a whole half-hour subplot that does make it an infinitely better film. I didn't think it was a bad film in the theatre. But the whole idea of this extra subplot that they've completely excised, appeals to me, and it's one of the ones that I haven't actually upgraded on Blu-ray yet. So I do need to get that so I can see the extended version.
I do have the extended version. I've got it on a steel tin edition.
A steelbook.
Steelbook, yes. And it was that cheap. It was like a $5 as well for a steelbook edition. It was made up 2 discs.
Yeah, it's like a $5 on Blu-ray. These days.
Yeah, but it won't be steelbook. So I mean, I picked it up, and it's as you say, it's nice to have that additional half hour that isn't what's her face, Jennifer Garner's gigantic lips, because that's pretty much my.
Do not be knocking Jennifer Garner.
I'm not knocking Jennifer Garner.
That reminds me, Paul, did you ever see that?
But that is my woman.
My
other woman.
All I'm saying is that movie for me, my overriding memory of that movie is just Jennifer Garner's lips for 2 hours, and that's it.
Speaking of Jennifer's, that reminds me, Paul, did you ever see the picture of Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Oh God, no, not doing that.
No. Should I have?
No. I remember. Oh God, never mind. Yeah. I remember Zoe's reaction to that. The best part about Zoe's reaction is to talk about an album for the pictures I load up for her.
We started on the next story and she just screams, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, I think it's in the clip show, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, Ben Affleck is your new Batman. He's the guy that's going to be going up against Clark Kent in Man of Steel 2 or whatever they end up calling it. And
world's finest.
Well, apparently they are still just more leaning towards Superman versus Batman.
Boring.
I know, but it's just those 2 names together would just be awesome. But anyways, we've got quotes here now. This is this is from Warner Brothers' Greg Silverman. So, what kind of voice should we give Greg Silverman?
Jewish.
Okay.
Hi! We knew that we needed an extraordinary actor to take on one of DC Comics' most enduringly popular superheroes. And Ben Affleck certainly fits that bill and then some. His outstanding career is a testament to his talent, and we know he and Zack will bring a new dimension to the duality of the character, Meshuggah.
And Zack Snyder, we've got a quote here from Zack Snyder. Who wants to do Zack Snyder? Come on, one of you has got to be able to do it.
I can't think what's... go on then, you do.
Well, do it, just make one up. That's what we generally do.
Where is it?
Snyder also praised Affleck's casting.
Oh, adding...
Ben provides an interesting counterbalance to Henry's Superman. He has the acting chops to create a layered portrayal of a man who is older and wiser than Clark Kent, and bears the scars of a seasoned crime fighter, but retains the charm that the world sees in billionaire Bruce Wayne. I can't wait to work with him.
There you go.
Well, there we are. And anyone who doesn't like the casting of Ben Affleck, then I just say, go fuck yourself. Because let's face it, you're gonna see more of him because Affleck has signed on to multiple Batman sequels, and it's possible, the rumour is that he's got a clause in his contract that he will be the one to direct the Justice League.
Huh.
Now, Ben Affleck is an Oscar-winning director. Let's just remember that. He didn't win the Oscar for Best Director. He won the Oscar for Best Picture, which, as far as I'm concerned, it's one and the bloody same.
Didn't he and Matt get Best Screenplay?
They got Best Original.
Good Will Hunting.
They did get Best Original Feature.
So he's a multiple Oscar award-winning director.
Exactly. So, well, again, another rumour is this guy going to have something into the script for Batman, Superman as well. So,
Well, he's a big comic book fan, isn't he?
Yes. Anyone who listens to the Kevin Smith podcast, Hollywood Babble, they talked about that on the recent episode. Obviously, Kevin lives in Ben Affleck's old house. And apparently when Affleck moved in, he was showing Kev around, and he went to this one particular room, and he goes, "Oh, Kev, look at this. It's a bookcase." And he just presses a little secret button, and the bookcase slides back. And Kev's like, "Oh my God, you've got a bat cave." And he's like, "Yeah." Well, it's not a bat cave as such, it's more of a panic room, but yeah, I hid it behind the bookcase specially, so it's like the bat cave. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Ben Affleck built a bat cave, for God's sake, so he's perfect. Now, Affleck's casting has, as I say, has divided the internet, but, previous Batmen, I suppose, Val Kilmer and Adam West have chimed in, both on Twitter. Val Kilmer saying, "Give Ben a chance, I'll get drive-through." And Adam West just says, "Remember, Ben, with the cape and cowl comes great responsibility and lots of heat. Bring deodorant." And also, apparently, Michael Keaton has released a statement today saying that he fully endorses Ben to be the Batman for the new generation. So there's that. Craziest rumour of the week I heard with regards to that is obviously the rumour is that we're going to be getting Lex Luthor, and the casting rumours are abound for that at the moment. The massive one is that it's going to be Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. However, craziest rumour of the week was that DC wanted Christian Bale to play Lex Luthor.
What?
Yeah.
I saw that somewhere. It was like, yeah.
No. Don't think so, somehow. You thought it would be a nice... the rumour was that they thought it'd be a nice way for him to hand over the mantle. Bullshit. Okay, next story. This is one that I struggled with whether or not to put this one first in the movie news, or whether to have Batman first, but I figured Batman, it would be bigger. The next massive casting news is that Marvel, out of nowhere today, just surprised us all by announcing that they've cast Ultron.
Ooh.
And he is... The actor playing role is Jace Spader. I think that's a phenomenal piece of casting.
Dr. Daniel Jackson from Stargate.
Yeah. It's insane. The guy who made Maggie Gyllenhaal piss herself.
What?
It's Bill Shatner's best friend.
Yeah. You never seen Secretary, Andy?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Secretary is basically 50 Shades. They don't need to do the 50 Shades movie. You've already got one. His name in the film is Mr. Grey.
Is it?
For God's sake, yeah. So, they don't need to make the 50 Shades movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, Marvel just completely announced it. They announced it on their own website, on the Marvel website. They didn't do it through any of the trades or press release or anything like that. They just put it straight out there. I believe the actual announcement was made on the @AgentM account on Twitter. The guy who does that made the announcement. There's no quote as such at the moment from any Joss Whedon or anything like that. But God damn, I think it's such a left field casting decision, and the fact that he and Robert Downey Jr. have worked together before. So the fact if Tony Stark is going to be the creator of Ultron, then this works quite well. There was a big rumor going around this week. Me and Paul were actually talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
That they were gonna. The big rumor was that obviously the theory is that Jarvis goes. I mean, do we want to file a spoiler canon? I don't think we need to though, because I don't think this is going to happen.
Fire the Eliza Dush cannon.
Is it a spoiler if it's a rumour for a film that has yet to be made?
It's very true. Fire the rumour cannon.
Rumours!
The big rumour was that Jarvis goes a bit wonky.
Fire the rheumatism.
What?
Fire the rumour Willis.
Fire Bruce Willis. Will you lazy?
Give me my music, Apple.
Excuse me.
So Paul's just banged a gong for some reason. No, the rumor was that Jarvis goes a bit wonky, becomes Ultron. Now, the rumor was that they were going to get
Jarvis, why are you made of all blondes?
They were going to, supposedly the rumor was that Paul Bettany, who does the voice of Jarvis, was going to do motion capture and be Ultron. And also at the same time, because Ultron's going to be obviously this robot and stuff, they were thinking that he's going to need a public persona to present to the, to overthrow the Avengers and what have you. So he was going to have something of a human vision, if you like. And Paul Bettany was going to play the human version of Ultron, which would then become the Vision.
Mm.
That was the rumour. But as I say, I mean, James Spader's Ultron, so no. There's that. Right, okay, so we've got 2 actors who are definitely confirmed in roles. Now let's go to some actors who aren't. But the big rumour is that James Gunn wants Bradley Cooper to voice Rocket Raccoon.
What?
I don't know what's so... Bradley Cooper's voice just doesn't stand out for me. You want someone whose voice is their trademark in a sense, in a way. Just like Vin Diesel is cast as Groot. You know what I mean? He's just going to be like, I am Groot. He's just going to be like that, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's going to be doing it. It's like if Michael Clarke Duncan was still alive, I'm sure he'd be playing Groot in the movie, because he did him on the animation, didn't he?
And just touching on that for a second, remember, Vin Diesel was the voice of the Iron Giant.
He was indeed.
He was.
Mm-hmm. Which,
So he's got form. I think that's brilliant casting.
Mm. So, but I just don't know what's so outstanding about Bradley Bleeding Cooper.
No, I still like the idea of David Tennant as Rocket Raccoon.
That would be pretty awesome. That would be, well, we just gotta wait and see, but we just don't know. We just don't know. I mean, Rocket Raccoon has been depicted in the comics as being a Cockney.
That's what he was in Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon.
No, I don't think he was in Ultimate Spider-Man. He was voiced by Billy West in Ultimate Spider-Man. In the episode of Avengers Mightiest Heroes they did with
that's maybe what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, he was a Cockney in that. But Billy West played him in Ultimate Spider-Man recently, and he was doing his hey kid, let's just get out of here. He was doing a bit of a James Cagney almost kind of thing. Right. It sounded like. So yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, wouldn't Ray Winston be an awesome Rocket Raccoon? Although I believe Ray Winston's last attempt at animation, Beowulf, I believe that's on the telly tonight. And
I've still not got round to watching that, and I really
should. Oh, you'd have thought you're fucking monster, really.
Because it's Neil Gaiman scripted, and I've yet to see that one.
Beowulf is on the TV tonight. Oh yeah, Beowulf. Yeah, quite Neil. Okay, another Marvel character who we've got casting rumours. It was believed that Saoirse Ronan turned down the part, and now stepping into those shoes could indeed be Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch.
That would be Mary-Kate and Ashley's younger sister.
That's correct, the one who isn't mental.
The one that's actually quite gorgeous by the looks of it.
Yeah, she's not so bad. Now, I was reading on comicbookmovie.com about this, and the fans and the fanboys on there basically want everything like as comic accurate as possible. So when the rumour came out about this, every single comment was, yeah, she's a good actress, but she's flat-chested. That's putting it politely.
Have these comic book geeks never heard of, padding?
Or just casting the best actor for the role? Yeah. For me personally, Ian McKellen is far too old to play Magneto, but he does it very, very well. It's only when First Class came along and we got Fassbender, that's when I saw the Magneto in the comics for me. But then Magneto in the comics, he was an old man, then he went to the Savage Land, and then he got rejuvenated and turned into a young man again. And I'm more familiar with the young version of Magneto, the rejuvenated version of Magneto, if you like. So that's why I see him as a young man. But obviously, in the original comics, he was an old guy like Xavier, which is why they do it as McKellen in the movies. But anyway, I digress. What were you oohing about, Andy?
I was just going to say, the other day I found out that Michael Fassbender likes thrash metal, so I was like, hooray! I've got something in common with him.
Mm. Now, Elizabeth Olsen would be playing the Scarlet Witch, and opposite her brother, if you like, in the role Quicksilver, which would be Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Kick-ass. Now, both of these are playing they're basically boyfriend and girlfriend in the new Godzilla movie that's coming out. So they'd be re-teaming, basically.
That'd be creepy.
Yeah.
Because then people are going to go,
but then
the scary moment
bearing in mind what the relationship
relationship
between Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch is potentially like in the comics.
It's an insanely, if not.
Well, it's in something.
It's
incestuous.
Yes.
Whether or not it's been fully acted upon in the comics has never been explicitly said one way or the other, but basically Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are insanely in love with each other, even though she goes off and marries the Vision, but whatever. And especially if you read the Ultimate comics, I believe Tony Stark actually calls them the incest twins at one point in one of the comics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think this J stands for Israel?
Oh, God.
It's kept in Jerusalem.
So I just remembered that out of nowhere.
Yeah. So there's people who we've gone from people who are to people who might be. Now we're going to move on to someone who isn't. Stan Lee. Well, play a sound there, Andy.
And now, Mr. Marvel himself, Stan Lee.
Now introducing Stan Lee. Stan Lee. This isn't the real sounder, but whatever.
Okay, Stan Lee has confirmed that he will not be in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Why? Because it's the wall.
Stop booing me, Internet. I know, that is an insanely creepy close-up we've got of him there, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
Boy.
It's great.
Oh, God, no. I'm wearing Stan Lee's face. It's great.
That's Stan Lee's I love to rape face.
Hello, boys. It's me, Stan Shiny. It's great. That'll do. That is slightly creepy, though. Have you kids met my friend Ralph? Get in the van. Get in the back of the van.
Bring me a boy.
Which one of you kids wants us?
Oh God, we could never meet Stanley in real life.
No,
He'll sue us.
We won't. He'll be dead next week, but he's that old.
I thought we've already established he lived forever and he will live forever.
Paul's often all over the podcast.
We already said he's kind of like a Time Lord, but whenever he regenerates, he just regenerates to look exactly the same.
Ah, crap.
He just regenerates his internal organs, that's it.
I love to regenerate. He says, I've got bad news for you. During an appearance at the Toronto Fan Expo, he says, I was supposed to be in Montreal today doing a cameo for the X-Men, the new X-Men movie. But I said, no, I'm gonna go visit my friends in Toronto instead. Help me, I've been kidnapped by Tyler.
Kidnapped by Tyler.
To which the Toronto Fan Expo spokesperson, Wayne Gretzky, has this to say.
Oh, where's that?
Make it up.
We seem to have a problem, because Stan Lee got kidnapped by Tyler. Luckily, we have found a replacement. Grant Morrison.
It's great! I found this face outside and just slipped it on my own. What would Stan Lee's Dexter internal monologue music be? It'd be a slowed down version of the old X-Men 90s theme.
No, it would be he's talking over the instrumental to "Here's that hulky kind of bucket."
No, man, I'm telling you, if you slow down, oh no, the sad Hulk music. Well, do that. Someone sing that music, and I'll do Stan Lee's internal monologue.
Do 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 do.
I saw a man outside today, but he needed to be treated. So I went over and stabbed him in the neck with a needle. Took him to a tiny little room and sliced open his femoral artery and just thought, yeah, that'll do.
I have a question.
Coming soon, Dexter. A.K.A. Stan.
I have a question.
What?
He stabbed him in the neck, right?
No, with a needle.
Oh. Right, that makes more sense. I was going to say, how did he slice his femoral artery from his neck?
It's just when Paul was doing the music, Paul must have like swallowed his phone because it was insanely loud. It's supposed to be just slightly underneath what I'm saying, instead of just being like this. So, you know. But whatever. We'll fix it in post. Well, we're going to stick with the X-Men Days of Future Past now, and we're going to talk about a consultant on the movie. Oh yeah, Mark Millar's not the only guy they've got over at Fox. No, it's been confirmed that Chris Claremont is going to be a
smiley guy.
Well, you don't know Chris Claremont? Chris, God, he does look slightly creepy on the phone. He looks like Father Christmas got cancer.
Oh God.
He does.
So on this article, we've got photo of Chris Claremont and then cutaway of Chris Claremont.
Is that his chemo map?
That's his internal schematics.
Android Claremont when he dies of cancer.
Oh, he died of cancer a few years ago, but then his Terminator compatriot said, "Put his skin on my face."
Oh yeah, Chris Claremont will be doing a little consultation for X-Men Days of Future Past. The veteran writer will also be returning to comics to celebrate the X-Men's 50th anniversary. Claremont was asked about his impressions of the 20th Century Fox film by MTV Geek. Who wants to be Chris Claremont?
Oh, go on, I haven't done one for a while. What are we... Oh, you were saying he looks like Santa. Of all the arcs that I wrote...
Cancer Santa. Cancer Santa.
Of all the arcs that I wrote, that's probably the most popular with fans, he said. I've been asked to kind of maybe be around for a little consultation. I won't have a lot of input at all, but it's nice that they asked.
Before I'm gone.
I'm looking forward to seeing it on screen. It was fun to write and fun to see what John Byrne and Terry Austin did, and now we get to see what it's like on the big screen. So it will be fun.
No,
why does your Cancer Santa kind of sound like Brian Blessed with a cold?
Claremont's alive! Oh, fantastic. Okay, we're going to move on now to another Chris. I don't just throw these things together and hope that the stories are in some form of semblance order. What? Is it tea time? Where are my socks? Are these mittens? I'm thinking of buying a cat.
That pigeon stole me teeth.
Mr. Connery, your cat died 10 years ago.
What? I'm thinking of buying a cat.
Not mittens. He was my grandson. Anyway.
Had sex with Catwoman.
That was my feet. Chris Carter.
I always wanted to be a transvestite airline pilot.
I must be dreaming. Yeah. Transvestite airline pilots. What?
I like you only just picked up on that.
Bring me a lady boy.
John, what are you doing here? I can't let my husband go on this plane without me in a dress.
I walked outside in my dressing gown and I can't find my way back. Help me.
Help me, John. The name's Roger. Whatever.
Help me, John.
You're my only hope.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was I in that one? Oh, I'm sorry.
He's walked out, he's wearing nothing but a dressing gown, and he's like glued 2 bagels to the sides of his head.
No, he's got them on his feet. They said ciabatta footwear.
I've got hands socks, so I have these in the toaster.
Those my slippers. I buy my shoes from Breville. Paul's just sitting there silent saying, this isn't funny at all.
Who said that?
Paul's inner voice. I've met you all in your sleep. Someone saying
I'm quietly bemused.
Thanks. That quiet bemusement really works well on an audio podcast, Paul. Keep it up,
Get on with the fucking story.
Anyway,
what?
Yeah. Chris Carter has dropped hints about the storyline for his planned X-Files 3. He wants to follow up the small-scale X-Files I Want to Believe, and says that any follow-up should be broader in scope and tackle the December 22nd, 2012 colonization date mentioned in the TV series. Now, a lot of people have said this and saying, well, why? Because we've gone past 2012. Have they not realised that you can actually set films before the present day?
Huh.
And there was me thinking all World War II was happening right now when I was watching Saving Private Ryan. God.
That happened to me when I was watching Saved by the Bell. I thought it was World War II.
Well, when you wake up in the morning, you realise...
Oh, don't start this again!
You think Hitler's going to take Poland in time. And by the time I grab the rest of the alliance and I give myself a Luftwaffe, I'm at the corner just in seat time to see the Gestapo drive by. It's alright because I'm saved by a clown.
You know what? I'm sitting here looking at this photo of Chris Carter, and I've never before noticed quite how infeasibly large his forehead is.
Yes, he's got a 5 head. He's how big his forehead is. You scroll down the picture, and Gillian Anderson just still looks as fit as ever.
Oh, doesn't she just?
I know, yeah. Now, Chris Carter.
Whereas David Duchovny looks like a tramp.
A little bit. Who wants to do Chris Carter? Because I can't think of a voice for him.
It's really up to 20th Century Fox. They have the will to do it.
He sounds like a little old woman who's sitting all day eating toffee and stroking cats.
I think all of us are interested in putting the band back together. I have an idea for a third movie in my head. The colonization date has passed, and that is something we wouldn't ignore. For the second movie, we only had the budget for a standalone story, but we want to go back to the mythology. Where's my toffees?
Where's my grandson?
Your grandson has my toffees. I think he got into that van with the old man that draws the pictures.
Get in the van. Yeah, so...
this is purely conjecture.
Yes, yeah, please don't sue. Okay, so, yeah, that's the thing. Next up, another movie that should have got a sequel, and is getting a sequel in some way, shape or form. We've all been hankering for it, we've been clamouring for it for the last 20 years, and finally we're getting Super Mario Brothers the movie 2. Because you demanded it, folks. However, we're not getting it as an actual movie, we're getting it as a comic book. It says here that where are we? Who said this here? Some knobhead said it. It doesn't say who the quote is from. Oh, it just says the project's website. If you, I don't know what the website is off the top of my head, I'll just find out for you.
It's smbthecomic.com. Okay. Their website states, it says, following discussions with the original writer, Parker Bennett, Stephen Applebaum and Ryan Hoss, with the original writer, Parker Bennett, Steve Applebaum and Ryan Hoss have scripted a new adventure that continues right where the film left off. And if you remember, the film ends with Mario and Luigi back in Brooklyn with Mario's creepy girlfriend. And then all of a sudden the door bursts open and Princess Daisy bangs in and goes, oh shit, there's shit going down. And then, so this one says there, join Mario, Luigi and Princess Daisy as they explore new locations and creatures inspired by the games, yet adapted in the film's unique cyberpunk style.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, so I suppose in a way. It was very techno nonsense. Now, I've read a little bit on the website about this, and Toad will be wearing a little mushroom hat. So he won't. Apparently, he's been re-evolved now, and but he's going to be wearing a little mushroom hat, and the Shy Guys are going to be in it. And I believe the rumor could be that Wario's in there as the villain.
Ooh.
Yes, because they're saying they want to keep it, or anything that's coming to game canon after 1993, they're not using. They're only using stuff from 1993 and before, because... Well, actually, no, sorry, say about 1995 and before, because they reckon the sequel would have come out in 95. So they're only using stuff that would have been available at that time. So anything like Waluigi, or you know, any of the other nonsense that's come out in the game since, like Sonic, you know, Mario and Sonic together, you know, Sonic that won't be in this. None of that nonsense. So it's actually going to be as if they'd done the movie at the time. Okay, right. Next up, we're going back to the Fox universe, Fox's Marvel properties, such as X-Men. And this is a story about our old friend, Mr. Mark Millar. Yes, we got to use the shiny voice again. It used to be the Mark Millar voice, and now it's the shiny voice. This guy, he's gone on record and said that Fantastic Four and X-Men are going to exist in the same universe. They are doing their crossover stuff. And Mark Millar has said, without question, I think you have to see some of these guys showing up in each other's movies. I think the most exciting thing in superhero movies, until the Avengers came along, was when Nick Fury showed up in Iron Man. Even though it was a guy with an eye patch, it was really cool, and I expect we'll see more of that. It was great. And Millar has described Fox's previous Fantastic Four movies as not very good. Paul?
Yes?
Mark Millar hates your favourite films.
I didn't say it was my favourite, I said
yes,
I liked it.
It's made of oblongs.
I didn't want to buy it on Blu-ray because I thought it was shite. It wasn't great.
I couldn't put it in my sporran.
So, yeah. We're just going to have to wait and see when they start to pop up in each other's movies. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, we're going on to some more rumoured casting news. And the rumours are this time about Star Wars Episode 7.
Woohoo!
Yes, the rumour is that Alex Pettifer and Rachel Hurd-Wood have auditioned and are possibly going to be getting the roles in the movie. Now, it says here that the Hurd-Wood is the only actress to have auditioned so far for the key role of Leia's daughter, who, if you know the Expanded Universe novels, is called Jaina Solo. Or Jaina Solo, yeah, I presume Jaina, because you wouldn't call her Jaina. It has not been confirmed which role Pettifer has read for, but it's rumoured that it's the same part that Ryan Gosling and Zac Efron have read for. Now, the rumour on that would be Jaina's brother, which is, I believe, Ben Solo. So, yeah. So, I mean, look at those two next to each other. I can certainly see him as Han Solo's son.
No, hang on a minute. Ben is Ben Skywalker. That's Luke and Mara's, Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade's son.
Do beg your pardon.
Jaina's twin brother is Jason.
Oh, right.
Jason. It's Jaina and Jason, the twins, and they have a younger brother who that's where I'm not 100%, but I think he's an Anakin.
I think, he is Anakin, yes. Yeah, because he kind of follows in his grandfather's footsteps and goes a bit mental.
No, it's
is it Jason who goes mental?
One of the Solo
boys
boys goes mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Leia ever use the Force?
Yes, she becomes a Jedi.
Awesome.
Yeah, Luke trains her. Yes, and as we all know, as has been covered on the show before in the past, Chewbacca died because a planet fell on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when I told you that? You were like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, because that seems kind of an odd way to die.
Well, if you're going to go out like that. Next
I'd
up...
rather not.
What? What's that planet doing? Help me! Help me!
It's got my boiled sweets.
What?
It's got my boiled sweets.
Stop it. Okay, we're gonna...
boiled sweets were kidnapped by Tyler.
We're going to continue on Star Wars Episode 7, and the rumour is that Star Wars Episode 7 will miss its May 2015 release date. Instead, it's going to be pushed back 6 months and will be released in December 2015 instead, just in time for Christmas. However, that does, I reckon, mean that they're going to miss out on selling toys. I mean, they probably, obviously they will bring the toys out before, but I don't think they'll sell as many because the kids won't know the film. So the kids won't be asking specifically for those toys. But yeah, it's they've basically been dragging their heels on this one, so they have to start shooting ASAP. I believe the rumoured start date is January of 2014. So, they're going to have to get the skates on. They're going to have to get the skates on. Another film that's been pushed back 6 months is... not 6 months, 2 months, do beg your pardon, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay reboot. Yes, it was originally moved from May 2014 to June 2014, and now has been pushed back to August 2014 instead. So it will hit on August the 8th, 2014. So yeah, I believe they've just officially wrapped production on that as well. So hooray. And sticking with Michael Bay just for one moment.
Fox
as April O'Neil, yes.
God, that looks horrible.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Yeah, so sticking with Michael Bay 1 second. I didn't have it as a full news story, but basically it looks to be confirmed that we are definitely going to get Dinobots.
Awesome!
Transformers 4. The toy line, apparently a Toys R Us document is leaked out saying about upcoming toy lines and what have you over the next 12 months or so. And it says on there, the Transformers 4 toys will be on their way with a, quote, Dinobots theme. And the logo as well, someone spotted a crew member on set wearing a cap with the Transformers 4 logo, the one with the 4 and the Decepticon.
Yeah.
We've seen that logo before, but apparently now...
Logo,
yeah. But apparently now it's got scratch marks down it, as if a dinosaur's claws have been on it.
Ooh.
So, yes, it does look like we're going to be getting, Grimlock and what have you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you'd be excited for that one.
Yes.
So there's that.
My God, the whole film is going to consist of Marky Mark bricking dinosaurs in the face.
Well, speaking of Marky Mark... we've got another release date.
Like it was deliberate.
I know. We've got another release date, which is for Ted 2. And they've confirmed through Seth MacFarlane that
the teddy bear is going to be bricked in the face.
Yes. Ted 2 will be released in April 2015. Now, looking at this photo they've got here, it does look like that's a fake body on the couch and Marky Mark's just sticking his head up from behind it, because that body looks way too fat to be Marky Mark. Doesn't it? It just looks like he's popping in from behind the couch. Seth MacFarlane. Someone tweeted him and said, when is Ted 2? And he said that he's aiming for Passover 2015.
Which is a Jewish holiday, which is in April. Don't you know?
Oy
Yes.
Sugar.
Yeah. Gefilte fish. So there's that. And our final piece of movie news for this episode is Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Oh, we had this conversation recently, me and Paul.
Yes, we did.
Saying, yeah, I've just watched all 4 Pirates movies recently.
We mentioned that
for the
on the
first
Doctor Who
time.
special.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, well, yes, I don't like them. Well, yes, and they've announced Pirates 5, and it's going to be called Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Except for that one who was a zombie that one time.
It's going to be directed by...
that entire ghost ship. They probably could tell a tale.
Joachim
Roening!
Joachim
Roening. And Espen Sandberg.
Yes, and they announced the title during an interview with This Is Infamous, whatever that is. The rumour, it says here that Disney is reconsidering Jerry Bruckheimer's role in Pirates 5 after the financial failure of Lone Ranger and John Carter. Because he makes shit movies these days, apparently. So that's it for TV news then. At which point...
movie news.
Yeah, for movie news, that's the one. Yes, I'm getting confused on myself here. And it's at this point I hand over to Andy and say, talk to us about comics.
Okay.
But we're not going to do... I don't think we're going to be able to do that today, guys, because I'm knackered and I've got to go to bed. I've got to get up at stupid o'clock, and there's no way we can finish all this tonight.
Okay.
We'll have to put a pin on it there. When can we record again next? Is anyone free at any point?
I'm spoken for tomorrow night, so Saturday night, Sunday night.
I can't do Sunday night.
I can't do Saturday because I'm at a gig until like midnight.
I'm
Ben Affleck! You were not a Robin Spit! I said I'm Ben Affleck!
He said he's Ben Affleck. Hey, Sarah, he's got bigger tits. But not horrible, right?
Excuse me, is someone here Ben Affleck?
I am. I'm
Great, sign here.
Thank you. Congratulations on Ben Affleck. What'd you wish for?
Once again, there's this feeling inside. It's like a million butterflies flying in my behind. I love the dimple in your chin, I see diamonds in your eye. When I'm you, Ben Affleck, I feel like I can fly. When I'm when you're stopping me, I haven't tried.
Won't tear them apart. You can't stop this love affair. 'Cause we love
This is not a man crush. Our friend Ben. And so we all hope that will understand.
Yeah, Jimmy's the one. Ben Affleck like they're in prison. Ben Affleck's guy. Oh, it's to the night and day. Just ask Huey. Okay.
you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.
It will be well, God's sake, I think I've broken my headphones.
No, he's gone.
Oh.
It's his end, not ours.
It's because I pulled the...
No, it's not you, it's him.
Oh. I pulled the cable and then all of a sudden everything went silent. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
No, because I can still hear you and you can still hear me.
Yeah.
He's died.
Yep, he has. God damn it, Mike.
Demons!